everybody. This is Lynn Wenger with the Compliance Alliance, and I have a special guest with me today who is a business ally within the Compliance Alliance. Join me in welcoming Ronnae Williams. Welcome, Ronnae.
How are you?
I'm great. It's so good to see you and to have you here with us and to talk about all things licensing and compliance, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So first of all, just start by telling us about yourself, the name of your company, and your role.
My name is Ronnae Williams. I am based out of Atlanta, Georgia, and I am a former right from the start licensing consultant. I own a company called Culturally Yours Consulting and Training. And am I getting ahead? I can tell what my business is, right?
Oh,
Okay.
yes, please
Okay.
do.
And my company basically offers support to childcare centers through training and on-site presence so that they can either remain compliant or regain compliance if that has been an issue. I am approved in the state of Georgia, Texas, and Florida to train. Working on New York, there's just a little more in depth than what I'm used to, but it's formalities at this point. But no, just being able to go into programs and help them with compliance. So no matter what state you're in,
Yes.
compliance is compliance. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you're in Georgia. No, some of the formalities of some of the rules, 1 to 6 versus 1 to 4, those are formalities. But understanding what ratios and adequate supervision, that is part of compliance. And
Yeah.
just being able to support centers to make sure that their staff understands compliance so that they don't have any issues with licensing.
Outstanding. Because I think that if you can get the staff to buy in on their role in maintaining compliance, because it's not just about following a rule, there's so much more to it. And I'd like you to briefly touch upon what do you think the top citation is or difficulty managing compliance, however you want to frame that, because you deal with centers and staff all the time. What are you seeing?
I think the main issue, it's not one rule. It's the understanding of the rule. A lot of times people take an incident that happened to them or their friend, and that has now become the rule instead of actually understanding what the rule or what the purpose of the rule is for. So, an example, let's just say ratios. People may, that's a hard one because it's very specific, but let's say supervision, right? Someone may say, oh, I was cited at nap time, right? But they don't describe why they were cited at nap time. So people have this connotation that, oh, I don't want to get a nap time citation, but not what led to it. Was the staff person sleep? Was the room too dark? Was the person doing something and a child got off their mat and fell? Was the staff so busy entering anecdotal notes in their online reporting system that they didn't hear the child leave? What happened at nap time that made you receive the citation? So I think the main thing is understanding the rule. A lot of people just want to check that one box, but most rules have several categories. Like supervision is not just one rule, it's supervision on the playground, in the classroom, during nap time, when children are a certain age, when you go on a field trip, when you go swimming. It's not just one line, and people want it to be just supervision, that's the rule. Discipline, that's the rule. Food, that's the rule. And they're in licensing, compliance, or whatever, there's always an if, an and, a but, a however, but maybe sometimes it's
Yes.
never just cut and dry. And a lot of people want the rules to look that way. And so they don't have a full understanding of what's being expected of them.
Perfect. And so let's talk a little bit about how you help at the staff level. Like, give us an example of what that training might look like.
So I go to centers, and I honestly, I don't try to dress too professional, because I think a lot of times people look at you and they've already assessed who you are, right? So if I come to a school and I have on high heels, a button-up shirt, and slacks, the teachers will automatically think that I can't relate to them. So one thing I try to do is be relatable. I also give them stories of bloopers that I made in a classroom. I think a lot of times hearing that someone else understands where they're coming from, it knocks down that second barrier of she doesn't understand. I do understand because I've been in a classroom and I've been in management and I've been in state. So it's able to provide the perspectives from every single direction so that people can relate to it. And so I think real live examples, real life scenarios help people to understand like this could happen. Like I tell people stories of when a child went to the hospital because of me, or other stories where children have been admitted to the hospital, have eaten the wrong thing, have, gone through the different things that happen in a program. I give real life scenarios. And I think that helps make it relatable to them.
Very relatable. And in other conversations I've had with you too, that licensing and compliance tends to have a bit of a bad reputation,
Right.
but
It's
it can
so
be
weird.
fun. It
It,
can be fun. So let's talk about that. But as opposed to just following a rule, how could we make it more fun and a part of our relationship that we have with our coworkers, the way we perceive our classroom? Talk about that.
First off, Lynn, no one gets mad when the food inspector comes, right? As a restaurant patron, we look, as soon as we walk in the restaurant, we are so ready to judge a restaurant based on that score. And everything on that score contributes to the health and safety of us. And at the end of the day, we get to choose if we want to eat there. And a lot of times, if we're honest, we just go, if it's a B or better, it's fine. We don't look to see how they got that B, right? And
Right.
we are happy, we are appreciative of whatever agency that comes out to review the food. Why do we hate the state lady? Why does everyone hate the state lady? Like people, they're mean. We are not. Most of us are forward childcare people. And it's crazy because I think the tone of it naturally, it's just like naturally people are tense when the state person comes in. But
It's
at
so
the end of
true.
the day, they are just trying to make sure that children are safe and teachers are safe. No one is picking on you. They don't know you. There's no way that they go to too many programs and see too many teachers for you to be being picked on. So no, I think we've got to just kind of take the emotion out of who your state person is. That's the first thing. She's coming in to do a job. Look at it as she's here to help you.
Yeah.
That's it. If you have a question, if you see her lingering in a corner in your room too quick, just ask her, you see something?
Yeah.
don't don't run on her and just be like, what did you see? Like, relax. She's a human. Ask her, hey, do you see something back there? I want to make sure my room is safe. I don't want to fill out an incident report. I told my kids and my director all the time, I hate incident reports. I'm not filling it out. So nobody needs to get hurt. If you see something, say something. I
Yes.
think we've got to get away from the tone of this person is here to shut me down. This person is here to pick on me. Remove those thoughts. This person is here to help me. And to counter that, stop giving her something to find. Take the time to
There you
read
go.
the
Yeah.
rule book. Read the rule book. In most cases, once you get past all the definitions and the table of contents and the appendix, most rule books are not even 100 pages. The font is like 16. Break it down, read little by little, and just become aware of it. You don't have to memorize the rules. But if you had a good understanding of what is in there and it at least crossed your mind once or twice, it would be more familiar. And things that are violations would almost kind of make you twitch a little bit. Like, I think I can do that. I think I read somewhere that I can't do that. You may not remember exactly where you read it, but it's in the back of your mind.
Yes.
So those are my two things. One, mindset reset. Okay. Those people are not here to hurt you, shut down your business, or do anything like that. Full disclosure, that's a lot of paperwork. Okay. Nobody wants to do all that. And two, empower yourselves. Like, empower yourselves, learn the rules, learn what's company policy, learn what's best practice. I was talking to someone the other day and they didn't realize like best practice really was a thing. Like it's a national document that was created. People, I don't know where they thought best practice was, but they did not realize that it was an actual document that you can look and find the answers to. So again, arming yourself with tools that make you stronger as a teacher.
What you've also said, in my own words, is the why behind the why. Why am I doing this? What's the why behind this? And then be part of kind of like your own investigator to look for things that could be possibly a citation or a danger to a staff or to a child. So having ownership in that, the why behind the why, is especially important. I want to have you come do a training for me, but we'll have to do that on a separate episode. But let's also move into, why did you and your company, Culturally Yours Consulting, decide to become a business ally with the Compliance Alliance?
So I think since the first time I met you, I forgot what brought us on the whole compliance conversation, but it's something that is nice when you meet someone that wants to connect to make something stronger. Um, with childcare, there's just not a lot. Well, now it's a growing industry, but there didn't used to be a lot of resources for programs, you just kind of figured it out. And then now we're in a day now where there's just so many, and you just don't know what works, what doesn't, what's real, what's not, what's helpful, what's harmful. You just don't know. And I think by having resources, because a lot of people go into childcare and maybe they were a teacher but never a business owner, maybe they were a nurse but they just had a child, to be able to go somewhere and say, hey, I can join this group and someone can help me with compliance and someone can help me with insurance, and it's a resource that helps the greater good do better. And why not be a part of someone in something that is trying? Are you there?
I'm here.
That is trying to do the right thing, right? Like, why not be a part of something that is trying to do the right thing?
Doing the right thing and networking quality individuals who have been down this path to bring that knowledge and that expertise. So as a business ally, we'll talk a little bit more about that on our website. But for today, I wanted to introduce them to you, to your company. How can they reach you and learn more about your company?
I am on social media. So on Instagram, I am the state lady, and all of my accounts are set up where if you click the link or whatever, it directs you right to my website. So my website is www.culturally-yours.com. I'm on Facebook, Culturally Yours Consulting and Training, Instagram, the state lady, and I just got TikTok, but don't hold me to that one just yet. I'm still kind of finding my way and having fun at the same time. But as far as like reaching out to me and being able to connect, you can find me on all the social media platforms, and all of them do direct you to my email. I will always encourage you to email me. Do not DM me. Uh, I check my email more than I check the inside of a DM. Definitely email me. I check them, I check them here and there, but I'm just not a big DM person. I'm scared of all this hacking. I really am. And
Okay.
I don't want to click the wrong link. I've just had a few people to get hacked, and so no, email me, and that way I can keep track of the dialogue.
Yeah.
And so it's just, to me, I just feel like emailing is a more formal way to keep the communication going.
Awesome. Awesome. So that will also be on our website. You're listed under the business allies, but also you're featured in the compliance corner on the Compliance Alliance website with one of your parodies about knock, knock, knock. Hello. Your inspector is here.
Here.
Licensing is here, from the different chairs of the individuals who interface with licensing. So it's great entertainment with quality content that comes along with it. So check that out if you haven't already. And just a fun question to end on, Ronnae. So real quick, we're going to do a rapid fire here. I'd
Okay.
like to know when I say dog or cat, what would you pick and why?
Dog. It,
Why?
I don't know. Growing up, I was always taught to be afraid of cats.
That is so funny. You're the second person who said they were afraid of a cat. In one of my
They're
interviews.
just jumping. They don't need you. You just feed. I don't know. I'm scared of them.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I'll have to introduce you to the other person who's afraid of cats, but dogs, I love dogs for sure. And then mountain or ocean, which one and why?
Ooh, that's such a hard one. I finally went to the mountains, and it was a beauty that I did not imagine it to be. But I'm a water girl, but oh, that's a hard one. The mountains are so beautiful, and I went in the fall.
Ooh,
It
that's
was
magical.
I mean, it was every shade of red, yellow, and orange, and it was a little brown too. And man, it was beautiful, Lynn. I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
Can
in
I?
the fall, for sure, mountains, you need to come see me in the Northeast because we have the most beautiful sugar maples, but they're pretty spectacular in the spring when they're just budding. And then they're also pretty spectacular as well during maple sugaring. So we'll have that for a visit when
Coordinate
you come
that. We'll
there.
coordinate that because I do need to come because I've heard the falls are different everywhere that you go. Like Georgia, we don't get like a real fall, but then I've heard the Northeast, like Colorado, Vegas,
Yeah.
that red, it is just so beautiful. So no, I need to see someone else's fall.
All right. We'll make a date for that. And then
Yes.
the last one, dawn or dusk? What kind of a girl are you and why?
Dusk. I love the sunset. It is the most, I don't know, it's like you feel it. It is just such a beautiful thing to just watch your day just close and
Mhm.
watching all of the colors just I actually have a time lapse of I recorded a sunset when I went to Thailand. So I had my phone so you could see the people walking past it, but then I sped it up and it is so beautiful. I mean, the rise is amazing, but that setting,
It
it
speaks to you.
speaks to me. It's like soon as it gets dark, you're like, this is amazing.
Well, I can predict here that you're one day going to have your dog on a mountain watching the sunset. So I think we can put all three of those pieces together and make it into a package.
It's so funny that you said that because I forgot where I learned this, but at the beginning of the year, it's like a wish list. And I last year, again, because I went to the mountains, I added a mountain home.
Oh,
That's so funny that you said that. And I'm like, check, you've confirmed it from your
all
mountain
right.
years. I'm gonna get that mountain home, Lynn.
Well, you come up to New Hampshire, come see me here, check it out, and maybe you'll get your mountain home here because you're close to the lakes. You have the mountain. We have it all here, and we have the Four Seasons.
Full package, but you
So
get snow, so I would have to leave once it got too cold.
you could go back to Georgia. How about that during the cold months, and I'll come see you down there.
I'm down here. We don't have real winters. Come visit.
All right, that sounds great. Well, we will be hearing more from you in future segments, but thank you for being a part of the Compliance Alliance. You bring such a valuable resource to our followers and to our members, and we can't wait to see you again. So thank you for today.
Thanks for having me. I will see you soon.
All right, thank you.